Yeah. So if you're dropping out now, thanks for coming on the party. We'll check you later. But if you're staying with us for the Loki segment, welcome back from your bathroom break you might have taken. Unless you're driving, then you probably didn't. Unless you pee in a bottle. Never done that. Anyway. Back to what Dave was saying in our discussion about Loki, our Loki discussion about Loki, show about Loki.
Can I say something? Because this episode was filmed in the same hotel that Dragon Con takes place. Takes place.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the scene where they're in the elevator going down, they show the elevator.
Oh, okay. View. I was curious because it didn't look fake, so I was like, I wonder what building that is.
Well, the upper part when they come down, and then when they hit the statues, those statues obviously aren't there. But then behind the statues, it goes back for infinitely. With that stuff's not real. But
yeah, they replicated it, like made it bigger. But it's definitely
that's cool.
And you could tell by the carpet because the carpet is like this brown, streaky, stained looking carpet.
Hot.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot to say, so I'm just gonna say I enjoyed it. And I am along for the ride, basically. That's all. I'm just getting whipped along.
You're not gonna say anything about that big reveal at the end.
That was cool. I kind of saw it coming.
Yeah, they did too.
I mean, they kind of telegraphed a little bit, but yeah, I'm enjoying the ride so far.
Well,
I can't wait to see where it goes. But you guys think
we were in one of two, whether Loki was going to use all the time bombs to destroy the TVA directly, or set up, like make a whole bunch of branches or whatever, which we were right. So I wasn't like codified in this, they had spelled it all out for us. I was more, hey, it's one of these, two options or something like that. I'm glad that it worked out that way. I really enjoyed it. We are 2 episodes in out of 6. We only have a month left of Loki.
I just found out it was 6. I was kind of disappointed. Yep. I was hoping for like an 8.
However, this looks like...
I think the difference between this... Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No. Go ahead, man.
No, I think the difference between this and your WandaVision and Winter Soldier, Captain America and Winter Soldier. I said Captain America. I think the difference here is that this is specifically going to be setting up the multiverse of madness, the quantum mania. You know what I mean? So I don't think that this can resolve completely. I think some of the storyline will resolve, but I think this is the catalyst that kind of springs all those into life. So I think that's why we're only going to see a 6 episode series rather than your more standard 10 to 13.
And they explained it.
Plus, I'm sure that Tom Hiddleston.
Oh yeah, he's
Wilson.
Paycheck is a little high.
A-list.
This episode explained a little bit more about what happens to those off branches once they reset them, and because he's in the TVA or outside of his own timeline when that branch was pruned, he can't go back. No, he can't.
Yeah, there's nothing to go back to.
There's nothing to go back to, right? I didn't quite understand that until this episode, because they explained it a little more, and he's not the same Loki that's in, goes to Endgame and stuff like that. It's just wild to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, they showed a whole bunch of different variant Lokis, like one that wore the Tour de France, one blue one.
I liked his face. He was like,
yeah, like a whole bunch of different variants. Yeah, like he was gigantic. Yeah,
that was fun.
That was more of the Frost Giant.
I was very pleased with that. There was a giant Easter egg in this, and this is just for people that are like, what?
No,
what did you say?
No.
FDR. I have a theory that the lizard people timekeepers are baloney. They don't exist.
Okay? I kind of got that vibe when they were talking to the one lady in the office.
Firm proof here. The statue in the middle. looks a lot like the actor that was cast as Kang. And Judge Ravonna, who said that she's in contact with the Timekeepers, is Kang's queen. That's her name in the comics. Like, she's the
Just
love
like a
interest
woman.
of Kang. I think Kang, back me up here. See if you think about this. Kang has been setting up this timeline to continue the way it is, so he becomes ruler of the timeline. Meaning, Thanos had to lose. Like, the Avengers had to mess with time enough to be able to start this whole thing, so that way he can control everything going after it. And that's the reason why he's pruning the rest of the multiverse, because he wants no entanglements whatsoever. He wants no outside help. If it's just this one timeline, he ends up winning.
Yeah.
I think Kang at the very end of things will be the big.
Oh, Kang's going to be a part of it for sure.
Of the show, or
Not of the show.
I don't know if it's part of the show.
The first phase.
yeah.
Or even the second
Phase
phase,
4.
actually, because the first phase looks like the first part of the phase 4, looks like it's going to be dealing with the multiverse, as opposed to, hey, we're in the multiverse now. What else is out there? So I have a feeling that this Loki thing actually screws things up for Kang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go so far as to say that the Timekeepers don't exist, but I will say that what if Kang has taken over and replaced them?
Or they're
That
being
I can see as well.
Or they're being
I'd go with that.
controlled by him, like created and controlled by him. Like maybe they were never real, but they're there. They were created.
Yep. Any of those options, I'm okay with. Endgame.
Yeah.
The end of the line is Kang. I shouldn't say Endgame anymore when talking about this stuff.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
Another theory I had was, what if the person behind all of this sacred timeline is another Loki?
That's another good possibility.
That runs the TVA and everything. He's just another Loki, you know. And he's hunting his versions down.
So he stays in power because he's.
So is it like the one? The more he kills, the more the powerful he gets.
Yeah,
the Highlander,
Jet Li movie.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Huh? I do like that too. Do you think? Yeah, I think though. I don't know.
I don't think they would do that because that never happened in the comics.
So, what about this? Do you think that truly is Lady Loki, or do you think that's Enchantress?
You know what? That's exactly what Liz said. That's Enchantress. I didn't think that. I just thought it was Lady Loki, but she's blonde and the name and no.
At some point, she said, "Don't call me that." Matches. They called her. He called her Loki, and he said, "Don't call me that." I think.
Also, the mind control. There.
I think they took both characters and mixed them together, and that may not be her original body. It's just the one that she goes to and from with.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Could be. There's a lot of stuff here. You know who Enchantress is, Jeremy?
No.
Like a super old Thor villain. Like a legit one. She was in love with Thor and tried to force him to marry her a number of times.
So take Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
And change her into a green outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Enchantress.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Pretty much legitimately. Like, that's the only difference is the color of.
By the way, don't do that. It makes your head look huge.
Look like a baby.
It looks like you look like what's his face from what was that show?
He looks like Boner from Prince of Bel-Air, like the friend, right? Wasn't his name Boner? Or was that a different? No, that was a different show.
Boner was, I think, Family Ties.
Yeah, something like that. No, but he looks like the friend, the one with the flip-up glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Dwayne Wayne. That's a different world.
I was thinking of what's his face from the show with
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
He
lost me in Enchantress.
Mario.
Kept me...
What's the guy's name?
Who? Mario.
It's a me,
Mario
Mario.
Like Mario Lopez?
Yeah,
Luigi.
Slater from
Oh.
Saved by the Bell.
yeah. Not
Oh,
not
wow.
him, but what was the character's name in that? The goofy one?
Slater, Screech, Zach,
Screech.
Kelly.
Screech. Wow, he said you look like
Screech.
Screech.
Ooh,
Yep.
wow. That
Ooh.
hurts. Jesus
That's
Christ.
right. You have pedo face.
Anyway,
Apparently.
thank you for coming to the show with Jeremy, Dave, and Ray. Bryan, he unfortunately had to go. Yeah, it's crazy. These things happen though. Sometimes
Wasn't-
people just split off.
Wasn't Enchantress in the one Wolverine movie?
No. She hasn't made a live action appearance. Actually, she did make one live action appearance, which was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Sif was hunting her down.
Who? All right. So then, in the one Wolverine movie, where he's in like Japan or whatever, who was that chick then?
That's
Riku?
Yeah, like the Silver Samurai's daughter or whatever.
The chick that could see in the future? Is that what you're talking about? Because that was the only other girl that was in there.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure we made a pact never to talk about Wolverine Origins.
Hold on.
this.
That one was good.
true.
Wolverine Origins is the one that sucks.
I'm not
The
talking
Wolverine
about
where he went to
okay.
Japan was pretty good.
No, they all suck.
No, they
Wait.
did not.
With old
If
man
there's
Wolverine?
a Fox logo in front of it, no, that's the only
no,
one.
the
No,
one
yeah,
that-
you see,
It's
the
just
only
called the
one
Wolverine.
that actually sucks. Yeah, the only one that actually sucks is Wolverine's Origin.
And
Oh,
X
Oh, Deadpool at
one,
the end.
two,
The real Deadpool at the
three.
end.
But the
You
one
mean
with the
Mimic?
samurai and the ninjas and the whole bit, and he goes to Japan. That shit was dope. I loved it. I loved the visuals on it and everything. It was really good, and it was a really good
Garbage.
story for him that led directly into Logan.
They fucked up Silver Samurai, made it into a giant transformer.
Bro, it's
Uh,
Fox's X-Men. They fucked up Wolverine, and he got his own movie.
Yeah.
Multiple.
You can't go by that.
There's so many shits that we can take all over the Wolverine franchise.
Oh,
But,
the X-Men franchise in general.
yeah.
Correct. See what you did, Jeremy? You caused all this.
With my ignorance.
Yes.
Anyway, welcome back to the party, everybody but
Yeah.
Bryan, because he called Jeremy Screech.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm offended.
I was pedo face.
Just wait.
New and improved.
Well, he's dead, so Screech is dead,
So
so we
it's
don't even
like-
have to worry about it
It-
anymore.
It wasn't Enchantress.
Rest
it
in
was
peace.
Viper.
Oh, yeah. Lady Viper?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no,
So-
Enchantress is a completely different beast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different green outfit.
Yeah.
So what if we change it from Screech to Squeak from basketball?
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
we'll do that. All right.
You know what? Because I say it so often, we should just call him Smalls from the Sandlot.
Ah,
There you go,
yeah.
Small.
Because he did have
Yeah.
that goofy hat playing baseball.
Huh?
Yeah, he did.
You're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Jeremy's like, I've already made mental note where I'm cutting this all off. You better not edit this.
I can't
out.
wait to
I'm
edit
gonna
this.
know. I'm
No,
gonna
man.
know.
No, I won't. No, I won't. I won't. I leave it all in there. We got to bear it all. We bear our souls on this episode, on this show. So I don't want to cut things out, you know. Except for Bryan's little side things we always cut out. We won't talk about though. The things he says.
So while I look forward to the rest of it, this is so far not my favorite Marvel show.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, Captain America and Winter Soldier for you, probably.
So far,
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
No, and
I
not
mean,
because of that, but because it's more consistent. It wasn't trying to remake the wheel. It wasn't trying to advertise for what's coming up. It was just telling a story that, needed to be told before the next movie. Not, hey, because I get the feeling that this is all getting set up to be like, to be continued in the movie, guys. It just kind of feels that way.
Oh, it definitely
feels like-
is. That's the way I feel about it. I like I said before, we had the steak and potatoes that was the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. That was that could have been its own next movie. Like you could have formatted that a little differently, and that could have been the new Captain America movie.
Yeah.
I'm
glad they let it breathe, but
Action
yeah, I get what
packed.
you're saying.
Yeah, if with some editing, I think that could have been a nice 3-hour movie, probably.
3 hours.
Zemo did.
Christ.
That's what the problem.
well, I mean, that's the status quo for 2.5,
I guess
3
Endgame
hours.
was 2.5 hours, like twice or whatever.
Yeah. So, even they could probably cut it down even more. But then he had the deep character focus of the Wanda vision, which was very nice. But that was a very self-contained kind of small story,
Right.
not world sweeping or anything. Like it
I don't
affected
know.
a smaller.
I like this one better than the other two.
No, yeah.
I am on the
This
same
one's
page
actually
with
the
that.
weakest for me. I liked WandaVision more than this. WandaVision caught me more than this did. Like, I kind of... Maybe it's just Loki as a character, but I never liked him. I like Tom Hiddleston, and I like hating Loki, but...
No, I like Loki.
I actually find that I'm waiting to see what Owen Wilson's going to say more than Tom Hiddleston in this show.
He is a steam stealer. For sure.
Yeah.
Tom Hiddleston. Owen.
This show has some of the fantasy elements that I'm looking for more than WandaVision did. With like the Greek mythology and the gods and and I don't know. It's just I'm here for it, and that's I like it.
I'm going to watch it. I have a ton of questions, but I have a feeling I'm not going to get a lot of answers.
Well, like for me, I think I know I can pinpoint exactly why this isn't thrilling me as much. I feel like I'm more excited by the Fantastic Four part of the next phase rather than the continuation of this multiverse and Doctor Strange and Ant-Man, because I love the Fantastic Four and I would really like to see an actual good movie made of them. So the anticipation of that is kind of outweighing my, I'm still going to be all in, I'll watch every one of these movies and TV shows. They got me for life. But like my anticipation's more on the Fantastic Four side, so I don't think that this is carrying as much weight with me as even though Loki's one of my favorite. I have statues of Loki, like the comic book character Loki, not Tom Hiddleston, but like he's always been one of my favorites. Like I loved Thor and Loki, and like I don't know. It's not hitting me quite as deep as I thought it was going to. So I think
Makes sense.
I think it's because there's so many unknowns, but it's not the kind of unknowns that people are talking about around the water cooler like WandaVision was. Everybody had like speculation, right? This one seems like it's going kind of on rails. Everybody knows the general direction of it. Nobody's really talking as much about it.
That's why I like it.
There's
It's a return to form for me.
Yeah, but hopefully in episode 3 they throw the wrench in. Because it's been too formulaic for it to be a Loki show. Maybe that's what's throwing me off. Like, I'm agreeing with you, Dave. Yeah, it just seems okay. What else do you got here?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree there could be a ton of twists coming. So
I like it as well. It's my favorite so far.
Yeah.
I just like how it's shot. I love the characters. The writing,
Falcon
the dialogue.
and the Winter Soldier is still my number one, followed closely by.
I like that a lot, but I felt like that's a Marvel property. Like this is Marvel, and it felt like the Marvel movie. Like they had the Marvel signature on it. This is like weird enough where it's like a different flavor, which is also why I liked WandaVision, because it did something new and like something weird. And Loki's also something weird and different.
Yeah,
and Captain America was Captain America and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That was a really well crafted like Marvel experience, but it was like definitively Marvel.
Well,
like you knew it was Marvel. Every single second.
The reason that whole show had to be done is because this whole tale of how Sam resolves the whole shield.
No, that's fine. Like, I still liked
another
it.
movie comes in and all of a sudden, Sam shows up with a shield.
Right.
Average moviegoers are going to be like, "What the hell just happened?"
That's fine, but I just like it was like 100% a Marvel property. Whereas Loki, if you like switch up the characters, like if you're like, "Oh, this is Bilbo or something," so yeah, like it could have been someone else, and you wouldn't be able to tell it was like a Marvel show because it's like, this is something different.
Okay, I've already seen Loki's redemption arc. that's why it's not doing anything for me.
Right.
Oh, 'cause
The
you
way
know,
you just said that just framed it all for me. I've already seen him go good. I don't care. Like all
That's
the
fair.
other ones have character arcs that I was interested in seeing.
I don't think
But he went
this is
good
a
and then
redemption.
got murdered.
I don't think this is a
Immediately.
redemption story for him, though. I don't think he's gonna be the hero of this show.
But that's the way it's set up right now. So based on the direction the formula should take it,
Right.
Loki should save the day, right? So that's why he doesn't have a vested interest in it versus the first time he saw the redemption arc, which ended with Thanos and no, resurrections this time.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get what he's saying because Wanda was a whole new arc for those guys. They were kind of background ancillary characters back in the day. That was like an arc about the grief and everything and the fallout of Endgame. Whereas Falcon Winter Soldier was about Sam's journey from being the sidekick to the head honcho.
Right.
And Bucky's acceptance of that and acceptance of who he is and that he wasn't responsible for the Winter Soldier's actions because he was brainwashed. This one, though, like we already saw Loki make that journey, so I see what he's saying. Like I can maybe that's subconsciously the same reason I'm kind of like not as checked in as with the other two.
But
I'm not saying that I don't like it. I love it. I'm just like with you guys. You guys are more of the I'm going to give this the 10 because this is the best thing. Where I'm like this is a 7.2 because I know that I need some room for the next best thing. You know what I mean? So I gotta
I get it.
Jeremy, you're a brilliant lad. You are my muse. I love you, bro. Thank you. You actually nailed it for me without even realizing that you did.
Oh, stop.
See?
You. But what about the end of this episode where he goes through the portal with Loki girl / Enchantress, like ostensibly like disobeying Owen Wilson and like could be making a power play. Could still be going for that.
They've literally foreshadowed it in that episode.
Yeah.
Loki, you've stabbed people in the back like 50 times.
Yeah, but he could be the bad guy. He could still kill. I think the TVA is bad. So.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I literally don't think he's gonna be the hero. I don't think this is a redemption story for him because he saw himself die in the sacred timeline
After he got redemption, so maybe he doesn't want to get redemption.
Right.
I don't think that's going to be the case. He saw his actions and what they wrought is really he saw what his actions did, which were the death of his mother, the death of his people, the destruction of his lands. Even though he died, he saw everything he knew die because of him.
He doesn't need powers to be manipulative.
Yeah,
one of his powers is being manipulative, and he doesn't need, a physical manifestation of those powers. He can. I
think it's still up in the air. I feel like you guys are very assured of where it's going to go. I feel like it's still up in the air. Maybe that's why I'm an England.
I think that they've already telegraphed that the thing that Loki wants more than anything is an audience with the Timekeepers. I don't think that he would put that in jeopardy by joining forces with the other Loki. I think what's going to happen is he's going to do something over there to prove himself to the Timekeepers, the TVA, so that he can try and get that audience.
But this
I think that's
like
a more likely scenario than him becoming an actual villain in this, where you'll have two villainous Lokis at once. I
feel like because like she's a step ahead of the TVA, right? It is a TVA, right? I'm not. Okay,
yeah.
She's ahead of them, like beating them ostensibly. Then maybe he just sees like that's the power play, like that's his avenue to the Timekeepers because he sees her winning.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to
right
lose
now.
Either.
He's more curious than anything.
So,
hold on, guys. You have to understand. He knows he's dealing with a Loki. He knows this isn't going to end well. So it's either he gets out and that's just an escape route, or he kills her.
What if he waits till they get to the Timekeepers and then he kills her? Like that's his play. He wants to wait till you guys are a good spot.
They're using each other. That's the whole point, right? I mean, that's probably what the next couple of episodes is actually going to be about. Like who the hell's telling?
I think the next one's going to be about them. I don't know. But I don't know. I think it's still up in the air relatively, and I don't know if it'll lead to a thing
all of us.
necessarily.
Everything we said is just wrong, and it's going to go in a completely different direction.
I'm okay
We
with
were
that
wrong
too.
about WandaVision.
Hey.
Oh yeah.
Well, you guys were.
Happy to be wrong.
Was too dumb to come up with anything, so too ignorant. So I couldn't even. You're like Maleficent or whatever, Balrog or something. I forget.
Oh my god.
It was Agatha Harkness. Stop it.
Mephisto.
You did call that out.
Mephisto,
I think you
Mephisto.
talked about
Yeah,
Mephisto. Yeah. You did get Agatha though. That was pretty clutch. I don't know. I like this. I like how it's going. I'm a sucker for cinematography. I really like how it's shot, like
Sure.
the style and everything. I love all of that. So
Yeah.
so far my
I like-
favorite. I think it's
I
different.
like the style of the TVA, how it's like kind of like retro, but not retro, like a modern
I
retro.
like the design a lot.
Even though they're the bad guys, more likely than not.
Yeah, I definitely think they're bad guys. Call back to the last episode where I think
I
they're
don't
bad.
know. It's just there's a lot about this show that I like. I think I like this show more because there's more. There's more setting to it than WandaVision. Like WandaVision was just contained in one town. You know
Like
what I
the
mean?
world building's better.
World, everything. There's just so much more to it.
It's juicier. It's thicker. It's
I
extra
like
thick.
the mystery of WandaVision versus this.
Really?
That I'm gonna say. Yeah.
I feel like we're also a little bit tainted though with WandaVision, and I feel like everybody was because it was the first Marvel thing that we got to see in like a year and a half or whatever. So like there's that natural excitement of, hey, this is a new Marvel
Well,
thing. It's super dope.
I'm a natural.
This is the third one.
I'm a pop culture guy, so I'm a TV file. That struck chords with me over this. I was looking at Easter eggs from certain things like the changing of aspect ratios to, couples never shared a bed in the 50s, only in the 60s. You know, things like that. Like,
I liked how that was shot too.
yeah, like there was a
The
lot of
first couple
stuff in there for someone that knows TV history like me. So that's why I enjoyed WandaVision so much.
Right.
So,
But-
I'm
No,
not
that's
I'm not
our,
downing Loki. I'm just saying it's not my favorite out of the
To
three
each his
right
own.
now. Yeah.
If you want to tell Ray how wrong he is, just join our Discord, and
That'd be
we
bro.
have a TV and movie section where you can yell at him angrily,
That's a
use
good
all
idea.
these gifs and emojis. But yeah, so that's our little discussion about Loki
GIFs.
episode 2.